Do you regret anything that UKIP did in your tenure?
I regret, perhaps sometimes we could have been a bit cleverer in terms of how we dealt with questions and interviews. Yes, I regret one or two individuals who either used it for their own advantage or allowed those that wished us harm to do it to us. But overall, do you know the truth of it is, it's an amazing story, actually, that hundreds of political parties have been formed in the last 50, 60 years, and most of them just crash into the dust. And this one, you could argue that UKIP has been the most successful party in history.
No question. No question. So, in terms of one issue, no question.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Well, it had to be done.
But was it worth it for you?
Yes, ultimately it was, but, yeah.
What would your mum say?
I think it was worth it, but it's come at a price. Of course it has.
Your love of military history there is interesting as a backdrop to the campaign you fought.
I do think that our nation did an extraordinary thing in the 20th century twice, and we did it not just for us, we actually did it for the rest of Europe too. These places in France now are visited by millions of people every year, and it's a subject that I'm deeply fascinated by.
What are you going to do? I mean, you've achieved this extraordinary thing, your early 50s. Your mum said the world's your oyster, and it is. You could go to America and work for President Trump in some capacity. You could stay and perhaps become an MP here. What do you want to do?
I've got to see the Brexit process through. You know, we've won the war, but we must win the peace. I will see out my time in the European Parliament, so I'll be there until the spring of 2019. I still lead a group in the European Parliament, so I still want to go there regularly to make my helpful, constructive suggestions and speeches.
You must be the smuggest man in Brussels.
But it's great sport, it really is. I love it.
The obvious logic of that is that, of course, nobody thought someone like Donald Trump could become president. Could you envisage a situation where Nigel Farage becomes Prime Minister?
I've never thought of myself as that, no. I think it's
could you see that?
I think it's unlikely, but what Brexit showed, what 2016 showed, is that all of the old certainties are out of the window.
Would you like to be Prime Minister?
Not really, no. This country would have to go through disappointment post-Brexit on a huge, huge scale. If this political class let us down on Brexit, then anything could happen.
Then you would be there?
Anything could happen.
To pick up the pieces and
put it
right?
If this falls to bits, anything could happen.
So we could end up with the White House with Donald Trump, number 10 Downing Street with Nigel Farage.
I'll do that.
Where's my gig in all this?
Well, once you've apologised on behalf of the liberal media for the way you've treated me, the world's your oyster, Piers, you know?